Hello and welcome, my name is Sammy. Today we're going to play some more Dark Souls, of course, and I'm going to attempt the infamous, really challenging Sen's Fortress. So, right now, but I'm not going to do that right away. Right now I'm going to do what I wanted to do, or was planning to do at the end of the last stream, at the end of the last part, which is I've been wanting to do this for quite a while. I want to upgrade my equipment, my newer equipment, like the armor that I have on. Also, I want to finally be able to use the Uji Katana that I have here. Once I upgrade that, it should be much more usable and preferred over my claymore that I've been using for the majority of the beginning part of the game. Can finally switch to it properly and do a sufficient amount of damage. So that's why I actually came here, because as you can hear, this is the area with the blacksmith, and I can buy more Titanite to upgrade all my stuff. So hopefully can get that going before we attempt the fortress.
Need anything forged?
Right. I don't know if you heard that sound check, but stream seems to be going strong. Quick sound check on my own stream there. Alright, and let's purchase. Get as many of these Titanite shards. I don't know how many I'll need. So upgrade as much as possible. I can buy up to 31 with the souls that I have, but of course I also need souls to upgrade each level of my items, so I probably won't buy that many. Let's start with a good round number of 10. See how far that takes us. I'll go ahead and actually I can upgrade with him. I don't have to do it at the bonfire. I'm just gonna do that, sure. So I'll start with the weapon. More important, I think, is my offensive capability. So let's find the katana and upgrade that as much as possible. Let's see how many Titanite chunks it actually uses. So upgrading to 5. And I'm left with 2 Titanite shards. Now I should be able to ascend this, right? So I can, there are many things I can do here. I can ascend it to the next level, which is just +6 normal, or I can actually do change it to raw. I can change it to divine. I can change it to, well, that's what I have right now with him. So I can give it like divine magic damage. I can change it to raw, which is just flat damage, no other types of buffs, and it does not scale to your stats. And that's good if you are running like a really low, a build with very low amounts of dexterity and strength. Like say a magic build, you would probably want to use a raw weapon that just does flat damage. I believe that's what it's for. And I'm gonna go right ahead and ascend it to +6. Now I'm actually, for my claymore, I'm going to actually, I think I'm going to use that, continue using that as my divine weapon, which I will use later, but I actually don't have any green Titanite shards that are required. So I'm just going to use this as my main weapon for now. So now that I've ascended it to +6, I can now, I have to go back to the reinforced weapon page to continue upgrading it. So I can upgrade it to +7 now. And that'll take, from now on it doesn't actually take Titanite shards, it takes large Titanite shards, which I have a few of. So I can upgrade it to +8 with my current items. I think that's pretty darn good. So how about my armor? Probably going to use this for now. Let me see. Just look at my stats.
Neither of this one.
Really quickly. So my current equipment load, 11 out of 62, which is under the 25% mark. how much more can I actually equip? It's because the katana that I'm using is a very light weapon. It actually decreased my equipment load a little bit. So right now, times that by 4, I have 44. 62 isn't exactly a round number. It's I know 1/4 of 60 is 15, and then 1/4 of 2 is 0.5, so that's 15.5. I can actually equip exactly 3.5 more worth of armor if I want to. So just let me see if this is like the armor that I'm going to be sticking for the time being, if I want anything else. Let's see what the alternatives are. I apologize if this is a little bit boring, but I think I really like managing my equipment and getting the most out of them, even though some would argue it's not necessarily important. I mean, a lot of people do in Dark Souls like these really special runs, like naked runs, where they don't even wear any armor, and they're still able to make it through the game. And since my build is mostly about dodging anyway, armor isn't terribly important, but still, I really like maximizing my armor and making sure I get everything. So a good option right now, I think, would be the Goldhound Black Cloak or the Crimson Robe, because those are light armor, just like what I have right now, though they are slightly heavier. So let's take a look at the. So yeah, they do have better stats, base stats, but I'm pretty sure, actually that this Black Cloak counts as a special type of armor, which means I would need not regular Titanite, but I would need the what's it called, the Twinkling Titanite to upgrade this. I'm pretty sure. So even though it has better stats, how does it compare? 2.3, 3.5. Yeah, that could in fact work. And this is even heavier. But you know what? I actually like. All right, let's see what this set seems to be the heaviest. Crimson Robe. So let me switch to this set completely, totally switch to this set and see what my weight is after that. If I just go with this entire set. I don't have to go with an entire set, of course. I can mix and match like I was doing in the very beginning of the game. But you know, I just like the. Seeing as armor isn't terribly important, I just would rather prefer to have a full set of clothes just to look really nice. So this brings my weight to 14.7, which, as I stated, I can go to 15.5. So I actually still have, and I look really nice. I still have my fast roll, which is really good. But I'm pretty sure this armor also takes the Twinkling Titanite, so I can't upgrade it that far anyway. See, reinforced armor, and let's go to this armor that I have equipped. So, where the heck is it? Yes, this takes Twinkling Titanite as well. This is like a special type of armor. I guess that's how the game sort of balances out this armor, even though it's really good and still very light. You need a special type of Twinkling Titanite, which is harder to find, which makes this harder to upgrade than, say, the Shadow Garb that I was wearing before. And let's just double check the other armor that I had, which was over here. Where the heck? I must have passed it. Alright, heck. Wait, is that armor not upgradable? Hold on a second. Alright, so not sure. This Goldhound Black armor. It is possible that it's not upgradable, or am I just missing it completely? Am I just being dumb and missing it? Reverse armor. These are my shadow garbs, which would cost. Oh, you know what? These, yeah, this also costs Twinkling Titanite, doesn't it? That's according to this, it does. These require Titanite shards. These require Twinkling Titanite. So even the shadow garb that I had on before also requires Twinkling Titanite. So if I'm gonna wear anything, I might as well with this red garb. It seems to be the best. Let me do a quick comparison. I guess that armor, that gold hem black armor, is not upgradable because I'm not seeing it here. And I think I remember that being a thing. Some people more knowledgeable in Dark Souls might be like yelling at the screen, looking at this, and be like, yeah, of course it's not upgradable. Don't you know that already? I think I sorta kinda know that. Starting to recall that right now, and then seeing as it's not showing up here, it seems like that is the case. And that's how that is balanced. That armor is really good, but it is of course not upgradable. So how does this compare with the red? It is lighter, has better magic defense, better fire defense, but slightly lower physical defense. And how about the other pieces? Oh, as far as this, the stats are better. As far as the gloves. That's interesting. I wonder how that impacts the total. And this one is worse. So it seems like the red is slightly better for me right now. It does look pretty cool. I think I actually prefer the shadow garb a little bit more, just because, I don't know, I guess I like black or whatever. And just to confirm, it is definitely better than the shadow garb that I had on before. Like, way better. 45 compared to 23 physical defense. No, wait, no. I'm looking at the wrong thing. This is 45, the Eastern armor. 32 compared to 23 is still way better, yeah. And let's look at the helmet, or the headpiece. It's 12 versus Shadow Garb's 9. And I do not have Twinkling Titanite, so I can't upgrade the Shadow Garb or this anyway, so I might as well just be wearing this. Unless I just want to look cool, which I don't necessarily need to, I'd rather have. I think I'll take the defense over the actual aesthetic preference. But you know what, this looks fairly cool anyway. Sure, why not? Now, I'm not going to Sense Fortress right now because there is like a story-related thing that I sort of skipped over because I wanted to end the stream last time, and I had to just quickly make my way through. You know what, let me test my katana. So I'm actually one-shotting these guys with just my R1. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure I was able to do before. So there was a story thing around Firelink that I believe I skipped over. A few parts ago, I did ring the second bell, which was the thing that was I was told to do or suggested to do. Ring both bells, one above and one below. So I rang the one below down in Blighttown, and we finally saw what that actually meant. And that is that it opened the door, or the large gate that was in front of Sense Fortress that we saw in the very beginning. So of course now we see that the Firelink Shrine Firekeeper is absent. The Firekeeper is the girl trapped in the prison below. She's absent, or she has been killed. Since she was the Firekeeper, this the Firelink Shrine is now dead. Which is kind of a major thing, because Firelink served as, or up until this point, has served as a kind of a hub for going to many different places in the world. And now you can't actually use this as a hub. This is also the bonfire, or one of the 2 bonfires anywhere really that gave you 10 souls, or not 10 souls, 10 flasks without having to kindle it. It's just naturally 10 already. The only other one is with the other firekeeper, which is the spider lady. I think her name is Quilana. And she... Oh, interesting, this pyromancer guy is not here. Curious. And, yeah, she... the bonfire right outside of her also, I believe, gives 10. So, the story thing, of course, so there's a new character here. Right here, he looks kind of freakish and almost like an enemy, but you can talk to him.
Hello. Was it you who rang the bell of awakening? I am the primordial serpent, King Seeker Framt, close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen
I'm not
undead,
necessarily...
who has rung
We don't
the
necessarily
bell
know
of
who these people
awakening.
are.
I wish
Great Lord
to
Gwyn.
elucidate your
Probably
fate.
somebody important.
Do you seek such enlightenment?
Yes, there's really nothing
Very
else to
well.
do, so
Then I am pleased to share.
what is our purpose?
Chosen
What is our
undead.
purpose in the world if not
Your
to seek
fate
enlightenment?
Is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Londo and acquire the Lord Vessel.
Right, so he actually is giving us, you know, a major story plot point, I guess, or our primary motivation going forward. And there's one thing that we are familiar with already, and that is ending the curse of the undead, which is probably what we were trying to do all along in the beginning. I mean, what else? We are undead, so of course we want to try to cure ourselves. And if anyone else gets cured along with us, then sure, we'll take that. But all this other stuff that he's talking about is fairly new. And lighting the fire, and purging the darkness. We're not really sure what that means entirely, or why we would want to do that, but if it's involved in curing us of the curse, then yeah, we'll take it. He probably has more stuff to say, so let's not leave right away.
I am pleased to see you well. Is it something urgent?
So we can actually talk to him, we can feed him items, and feeding him items is really good because throughout the game we're going to have a lot of items that we're not going to end up using, and if we just feed him items, he actually gives us back Titanite chunks, which we can use to upgrade our weapons essentially for free without having to buy them. So let's just talk for now.
Those who seek the realm of lords must brave Sen's fortress, a deadly house of traps. Many have gone before you, but none have returned. Fate has chosen you, but proceed with caution.
Alright, that's important. Helps guide us to the next place that we need to go. Sen Fortress, as I said before. Sometimes in these open type of worlds, it can get a little intimidating as far as where you can go. You can get lost and wander aimlessly a bit. So it's always good to have these characters that maybe point you in some sort of direction. So, and he's suggesting Sen's Fortress, which is of course the place we just opened by ringing the second bell. So, even though there are plenty of places we could be going, I think the best way to go is just to follow that and go to Sen's Fortress. Of course, if you already played this game and you know what you're doing, you probably won't be overwhelmed and you won't be lost, and of course you can pick whatever direction you want.
Those who seek the realm of lords must brave Sen's fortress, a deadly house of traps. Many have gone before you, but none have returned. Fate has chosen.
Right, he already said that. Okay. Do I want to feed him anything? I have a lot of extra items that I don't necessarily need that I could feed him. So, like, all these other weapons that I will not be using, I can just feed that to him. Now, you might be worried about committing to that because, you know, once you feed him an item, you can't get it back. But really, are you really going to use all these other weapons, especially things that you can't use because they might not actually work with your build, like say a very heavy weapon that you might not have the strength for, or any magic weapons that don't really fit with your magic, or I mean with your physical attack character. I think I might start with the shields because this is specifically a no shield run, a just two-handed sword run, so I have actually no use for shields guaranteed in this run. So, let's feed him all my extra shields, starting with the worst ones. And he will give me Titanite for each one. No wait, Titanite or... No, he's giving me souls, right? Not Titanite. So, yeah, souls are fine. You can always use more souls. In order to get Titanite, what you want to do is, right, you feed him... I believe when you feed him Titanite chunks, then, yeah, he turns them into shards. He breaks them down. And like a Titanite slab will be broken down into chunks from there. So if you want to, say you have an extra chunk which is larger than a shard, that's how you get extra shards. So you break them down. I might be spreading misinformation, and I apologize if I am. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and get extra souls right now. I'm not going to need a pickaxe. So yeah, it tells you exactly the value. I was totally ignoring that. Exactly the value of each item. Doesn't seem like much, but technically for items that you're not using, those are completely worthless anyway, and they would always be worth more as souls. Alright, shields again. I'm not going to be using. Let's get a lot of 50 soul packages here. I don't think I'm going to feed him every item. I should probably just actually only feed him stuff when I do need souls to, say, level up or upgrade my stuff. Because I could always just die and lose my souls anyway. So I won't feed him everything, just a few shields here and there. Yeah, I don't know, I think I'm never going to use this shield. This is a heavy shield. Of course I'm not going to be using that. I don't want to bank, I actually don't want to bank too much, and I might as well, as I said, keep all this stuff until I actually want to use souls.
Farewell, chosen undead. I remain here and await thee.
Okay. So let's head back to the our actual purpose here. Actually, while we're here, I want to talk about a little bit about the Firelink Shrine, and I was getting at this a little bit earlier, in that I think it's really admirable when developers design a specific point in the story that that can have an impact depending on how you play the game. It represents a sort of commitment to the design and commitment to the story, as far as you're not sure if certain players are going to see a specific type of storyline, and perhaps it might not even work, it might not even be very good. So in this case with Firelink, if you leave Lautrec alive, this is what happens with Firelink. The Firekeeper gets killed, and for a major portion of the game you actually experience a lack of a solid hub area to replenish your flasks and get 10 souls or 10 flasks. You're gonna be stuck with having to use an alternative bonfire like the one outside Sen's Fortress as a sort of like secondary hub. And this seems like a major punishment and a major impact to the game, to the gameplay, and as well as a little bit of the story. Whereas if you actually kill Lautrec, like I did kill Lautrec, like kind of on a whim on my first playthrough, and I never experienced Firelink going dark like that. So I always had access to that Firelink shrine throughout the game. So that I think has a pretty big impact, especially for players starting this game anew. New players might have a hard time dealing with the loss of Firelink and those 10 guaranteed 10 flasks. So let me see. I can't level up anymore. Oh, I actually can do one level up. I'll go ahead and do that, sure. I haven't leveled up my vitality in a while. I'll just put one in there. As I cashed in a lot of items for souls, I might as well use those souls. Okay, so big bad Sen's Fortress over there. So to finish my thought on the Firelink Shrine, usually you don't see those major impactful story or gameplay events in a game, because a developer, if they develop a story, they want as many players as possible to see it. Even in most cases, when they make a non-linear type of story, then the non-linearity won't be too much of the player doesn't get to see content. They'll just see it in a different order. In this case, Dark Souls, like, your experience is totally different depending on what you do, which is actually the way I prefer to see a non-linear type of thing. And we'll see that in like many different cases with Dark Souls, and I think that is the right way to approach a non-linear story. Not necessarily a right way, but a more interesting, I would say, more interesting way, because it makes different playthroughs feel even more unique, feel even more special, and not just in a different order, say A, B, C. Some experiences see the A, but they still see all those three things. Like in this case, let's say B represents Firelink going dark. Then some people like I am experiencing here will see A, B, and C, while other people will see completely different thing. They'll see A, and let's say it's replaced by D, which is D represents Firelink staying lit, ADC. That might be a little bit more confusing because the lettering is out of order, but yeah, I think you know what I'm trying to talk about. It's it represents a sort of commitment to their design, in that they want to make sure players experience something unique. It's kind of risk that you take. So I of course already know this area very well. I know there's like a trap on the floor here, so I caused an enemy to rush at me, and then I activated the trap and turned the tables. Did that thing just hit me through this pillar? That's not fair. Alright. Did not get the backstab. That's fine. Can get a lot of bleed. This guy. Usually these guys are pretty darn tough, but I think because I upgraded my Uji-Katana to +7, finally able to get this to a super effective, to the super effective that I want, a super effective weapon that I wanted it to be all along. And it's also pretty darn fast, which I like. I've been complaining about that claymore for quite a while. Alright, let's get the show on the road. I've been talking way too much. Let's actually get into the infamous Sense Fortress and see what all the hubbub is about. Why it's so crazy. So as you see already, this is going to be a place filled with a lot of traps. And of course, no guardrails, a lot of pitfalls. Now you'd think it would be an area that might scare off people, but I'm not sure. I think if you can make it through, say, Blighttown, I misjudged that completely. I think if you could make it through Blighttown, by this point you're probably up for anything, right? I mean, why not? I would say Blighttown is the place where probably the most people would quit. At least that's what makes sense to me, that if you're going to quit this game and stop playing, it'll probably be around Blighttown, just because of how confusing it is, how crazy the design of that place is, and especially on the consoles with the frame rate dips, this makes it worse. And after Blighttown, you're probably up, since Fortress is maybe a little less intimidating. So I'm going to try to do this again, where I cause the trap to hurt them instead of me. Okay, I only got 3 arrows, which means both of them are alive. Yeah, of course I don't want them to kill me, and they did. Tried dodging there, but I was able to get that one last attack before the dodge kicked in. No matter. See, this is why banking your souls into, like, say, a level up or items is always important, so that if you ever lose your souls, it's not that big of a deal. I only lost like 2,700, I believe. Let's attempt this again. Retrieval for 0. Okay. Very easy to hit that trap. Don't want to do that. Alright, now leads the line correctly with the arrows. Okay, one actually did hit me, which is bad. Let's get as much bleed as possible. I'm actually considering going back to the bonfire just because I had to use 2 Estus flasks, and I kind of want to get through this area without even having to use 1 flask. So even though I have to kill those things over again, I'd rather start the run off stronger, especially with a place like Sense Fortress, where every flask will count. Now this will probably be a place where I heavily consider kindling the bonfire for 5 extra flasks, but I'm gonna see if I can do it without having to resort to that tactic. Of course, if I open myself up to oh, I see. That's right. The one thing about this is that if you have to die in order to activate the trap again. So I actually can't lean on the trap to do some heavy damage to them. So if I go back to the bonfire and heal up again, what I'll have to do is I'll have to fight them head on with both of them at full health. But I also don't have to worry about the trap. See, the trap is still triggered. Oh, he does a mean jump attack. Okay, I'll use 1 flask here. It's fine. Try to get behind him. I'm already considering going back to the bonfire and just forgetting it. And the most bullshit thing about that is he hit right through the column there. I'm thinking what's better is probably just to let myself die just to make sure I have that trap. Extra damage there. I wonder if there's a way to fight them one at a time and not a 2-on-1 battle. It's probably... I probably can do that if I don't rush in. Imminent despair, that's about right. Okay. Let's see if only one of them will head out. Okay, there's one there. Yeah, let's fight one at a time. I think only one's coming out now. Interesting that I'm able to stagger him with the Yuji Katana. I think a light weapon like this won't stagger him, but of course he doesn't have that much armor on to begin with, which means I can stagger him much more easily. Okay, that's probably the best attempt so far. I just need to not die to the traps here. Alright, so let's get past this one first. And then this is a safe place right here. Except for the lightning throw there. Okay, so I'll get behind right here. Use the quick attacks of the katana to my advantage. Alright, one flask down. So as you can see, there are a lot of items, so I think there are going to be a lot of different ways to approach this area. I want to try to get everything that I can. So I don't know how much I can actually do this attempt. Should I just attempt to try to get to the top this time, or get as many items as possible? Yeah, let's see if I can get to the bonfire in this location for this stream. If I can do that this stream, I think that'll be pretty darn successful, even if I can't complete the whole thing. Alright, so there's an enemy there, a lot of traps. He's shooting lightning, so this is going to be kind of tricky, especially without a shield. Alright. Okay. Just, yep, now... Definitely... I did not roll off, but it kind of just slid off there. Pretty unfortunate. Always a possibility that even a random attack will just cause you to slide off. Yeah, because enemy characters can, like, you can interact with enemy characters by either pushing them a little bit, just like it's more of a nudge, you could say, and the enemy can actually do that to you too. In that case, the enemy kind of nudged me off the ledge. Alright, this time I have the trap, so I can try to get as much damage to him as possible. Does that second guy really have to do that? Super annoying. Yeah, I'm heading back. 2 flasks. I think I'll just try what I did before, and that's to just fight them one at a time. I don't need that trap, really. I don't need the trap. as long as I have my Uji Katana times 7, I think I'm alright. Oh, hey Nick. Good to see you in chat again. You can totally pull those guys one at a time. One is behind pillar in the back right. Yeah, actually, before you came in here, I did do one run through where I pulled them one at a time. So I believe one just aggroed right now. I'm going to fight them one at a time. Okay, that's one down. The other one's already coming. Alright, backstab. That's pretty good. I think I have the Hornet Ring on, so my backstabs will be pretty darn good. Let me just double check that. No, actually I still have the Rusted Iron Ring, which is not really doing anything for me here. So I'll switch back to the Hornet Ring. Alright, anyway, it's good to see you in chat again, Nick. Hope you enjoy my run through Sense Fortress here. Alright, take 2. Sneak by these things without trying to not get hit by the electric blast there. Yep, now I'm finally seeing the benefits of having an upgraded Uji Katana. Seems much better now. Retrieval! Alright, let's do this without the enemy there nudging me off the ledge this time. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna hit me, but you know, there's not much I can do about that. Nudge him off the ledge this time. Okay, I know it's a trap right there. Or there's like a pressure plate. If I can just walk around it. Like that. Of course the arrows would come out from right here. Large Titanite Shard, not bad. Can actually use that to upgrade the Uji Katana even more. Okay. This guy, I know, can sometimes surprise me. Well, that's always pretty satisfying, seeing the enemy fall to a trap. Is there another one coming? Ah, I missed him. Alright, let me deal with this guy. Not a whole lot of quarter here to do some damage. That's fine. This area will be relevant later. I know I don't have to actually kill that guy, just walk by, but sometimes, remember before, that guy sometimes aggroes and ends up surprising me. So I know that there are big boulders here, so I want to actually try to run as quickly as possible before the next one comes. Let's head up there first. Aha! Tables have turned. Alright, nothing here but a chest. Let's check out that ring. Protection. Boost defense versus physical attacks. It's not a bad ring. Not sure I really need it. Let's head over. I know there's something over here. I'll do it. I don't want to get hit by a thing. Boulder. Yeah, there's an enemy standing there. Helps to not get hit by them. Do double backstab. That works. Right, so see an old friend over here.
Oh ho! Ah, where did you come from? Splendid news, I tell you.
Okay.
Ah, so you see my son. Yes, indeed. I've run up against a wall, or a ball to be precise. I'm afraid I'm a bit too tough to be outrunning those things. So here I sit in quite a pickle, but who knows? Perhaps we'll have another development. Perhaps I could try some rolling. Bah, no chance. My
Try
head will
rolling.
spin. Perhaps I could try some rolling.
Oh!
Bah.
How the heck? That is pretty darn silly. Just end up rolling, or yeah, try rolling right off the ledge right there. Which I think I'm not sure what happened there. Actually, that is pretty funny though. All right. Sense Fortress in one. Okay. This time I have the trap again. Best outcome. Kills him. All three hit and it kills him. You just have to fight one now. Even with the Hornet Ring, I'm still not getting a one hit, but that's not complaining. Doing a ton of damage to him. Most of his health gone. Alright, 3-hit combo, come on. Alright, I just barely made it. Before, I think I'm going to try to do this a little bit better. Again, without the shield. I mean, in a run with a shield, this is like a whole lot easier. Just like use the shield and make your way through very slowly. But with this one, it's a little bit more tricky. Ah, again, misjudged it completely. Can I run around you, please? There I go. Just was able to use the trap. That's another good outcome. Cannot complain. Alright, this time I'll just ignore the guy. That's fine. Nice, nice. Okay, there's an item over there that I want to get. Wait for this one to pass. Or not wait. Maybe I'm too impatient and I want to get grazed by it. By a boulder. Alright, so I see an item down there. Let's see if I can get it. Another show till. I think I got another one. 4. I'll wait for the next one to pass by before making the run. I'll wait for the other one. I'll wait for one more. There's one thing that is rewarded most in this game. It's patience. Try not to rush through and get punished. Alright, so just trying to check my surroundings here. I know there's another trap thing right here, and there is a pressure plate. So I think I want to just activate that really quick and avoid it. I guess I could have used it to hit him a bit. That's fine. Just one guy, I can fight him. Okay. So I don't know if you hear that grinding there, but I believe that means that the boulder, whatever is throwing the boulders down, has shifted and has moved over here. So now there are actually boulders coming down from this side. Yep, there it is. But I think you can game this system a bit by heading back. Yeah, you can hear it right now. It's switching again. So if you head back and cause it to switch, then you just quickly come back and should be fairly safe. Or maybe I'm just crazy. Yep, so the boulders are going the other way now. So now I'm actually safe to traverse this area without worrying about the boulders. The ladder. I love these statues. Fought several of the Black Knights before, and you can see that these are statues of them, so of course adds a little bit of creepiness, creepy air to this area. Right, so this is like perhaps the biggest surprise of the game can throw at you right now. The very first one of these. And that is a mimic. These guys look freaky as heck, and like when you're playing for the first time, this is the first mimic. Oh, that's not good. Thought I would be able to get one more hit in, and that one more hit would kill him. Yep, one more hit killed him. He's trying to be a little bit greedy and get that single hit before he would grab me, and I paid the price. Now, lightning spear is actually a pretty darn good weapon. Let's see, lightning spear has even lower attack than my katana, but it has a high lightning effect. So this is like one of the strongest weapons you can get early in the game. Lightning spear, it's perhaps one of the strongest light weapons. I mean, I'm sure one of the super heavy weapons can do more damage. Like maybe a lightning, what is it called? The two-handed greatsword. I can't quite remember the name of that right now. But of course, that is also a really, really heavy weapon. Whereas this is a very light weapon. And spears are one of the few weapons that you can use with a shield and continue blocking. Does this actually lead anywhere? I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and check. No, I don't think it does. I think it's just a drop. I don't see another ladder. It's a bit dark. Maybe I'll check one more time before I move on. No, there's no ladder there. I don't think this leads anywhere. Okay, so which way do I want to go first? I want to go this way or the other way? While this area is free of boulders, I'll go ahead and finish this wing. Alright, so this is actually the place that throws the boulders. As you can see, here's the boulder, and it'll be heading which way? I actually can't see which way it's going. Okay, it's heading this way. And I can use this to shift where the boulder will go. Head it down that way. Which it kind of leads nowhere. It's probably the safest place I could send it. This is also a pretty good way I could send it. But there is a creature right here that I want to, or and an item as well. So let me try getting this guy. Plunging attack. One hit kill, nice. And I get a nice soul there too. There's also, I forgot about this room. See, there's something here. Oh, nice. Sorcery. Card that I probably won't end up using. Right. Yeah, there are a lot of troll messages. Beware of illusory wall. Yeah, there's nothing here. Okay, so this will actually, if you head up there, it actually heads to a spiky death. This heads back to the room with the mimic, where the mimic originally was. Oh, I wanted to say this about the mimic is that because it's the first time you face it, that it's almost impossible to prepare for, other than like foreknowledge from previous RPGs. Like mimic chests like that are usually a thing in RPGs, and if you play a lot of RPGs, then you might have seen a mimic like that before. But if this is like Dark Souls is your first experience of an RPG, then you might be totally caught off guard. And you know, there's no precedent for this within the game itself. It is the very first one you face. But you know, now with every single chest from here on out, guaranteed to be checking by hitting the chest first. And if you don't, then you're probably not learning. Probably not learning from the game as you should learn. But yeah, now it is absolutely time to... Okay, so I think I want to send the boulder this way first. And this actually breaks that wall over there. Well, I don't want it to continue to go that way because I want to go down there. Go down there as well. Let's actually send it out this way. So right, the mimics are... I'm not sure how fair that is, because there was no precedent, there's really no learning. No way to really prepare yourself for that, so I'm not sure if it's really considered fair, but even then, I still like it, just because it's a very Dark Souls-esque surprise, and it's a... I'd say it's okay for the game to be unfair every once in a while. Especially when it is going to teach you something, like, or get you prepared for something. Because now, as I said, every chest from here on out you're going to be checking, and there will be more mimics. Okay, so there's a character over here, there's an item over here. Now there's a key that I could get, but because I have the master key, once again I'm able to open a thing I probably should not be able to open. I'm actually surprised that the master key is still effective even this late in the game. So this is actually, take a look at that later. I'll talk to this character first.
You seem quite lucid. A rare thing in these times. I am Logan. I'm a bit cooped up, as you can see. I have a bright idea. Suppose you set me free. I'm old and empty-handed, but I can repay you with knowledge and sorcery. This place is not in my mind. The inactivity is repressive.
Can I set him free now? Will the master key work here? I'm not sure. It does. Nice.
Oh, heavens. Thank you. I say, had I not to resume my travels, but I must log a few things first, and I will you freely. I will return to the Firelink Shrine. Speak with me then, so that I may impart my sorcery.
So right, normally you would have to continue on the Sun's Fortress and eventually find a key that would open this, come back here, and then open all these cages. That'll be really helpful. But I can, since I chose the master key at the very beginning of the game, that is something that is continuing to give, so I think that's why it's considered probably the best thing to take. There are merits to some of the other items, but yeah, the master key continues to be very useful.
Oh, hello. Don't mind me.
Alright, so because I freed him, like many of the other characters, he's going to show up at Firelink later on, so this actually, is that right, or which one is it? I wonder, this one? I know there is, like, some sort of shortcut. This... It's not this one. Hidden path ahead, that's right. I'm actually rate this message on here. This item rate, just to be nice. Now, am I wrong in thinking that one of these is like a shortcut? One of these leads to... Maybe I am wrong. There's nothing that's happening when I enter that area. Nice view here, though. When I enter the cage, rather. Which one was it? I know one of these does that. No matter, let's just continue forward. It might be a completely different one that I'm not thinking of. Alright, so since I positioned the boulder to go a different way, I don't have to worry about that until I get here. As you can hear it right now, it's switching. It's switching so that it's going to head, or force the boulders down this path right here. And we should be seeing them right now. Yep, there it is. So of course I'm going to game the system again by heading back and tricking it. So you can hear it switching again now. Now if I run back this way, I'll be totally safe. I don't really need to move it because the place I want to go is right over here somewhere. Right, there are stairs here. Try backstepping. Right, so yeah, you can see another pressure plate. Amazing trap ahead. Alright, so this is the last big push, the last big test, I think. You just gotta time this right. And there we go. Wow. Made it through there. Kill this thing quickly. Alright, there is nothing down there. I think that's just a drop. Alright. I hear a lot of enemies, so let's just deal with the ones that I can actually see. So that one up there. Let me... I think what I want to do is actually... Of course, he's one that can throw lightning. So I think the tactic is to charge him. There we go. If I'm correct, there is one more around here. There he is. Large Chinite shards. Always nice. Alright, I can see some more items that I could be getting, like there's a glowing light down there. So I won't be quite done with Sense Fortress. Even when I make it to the top, I'm going to continue exploring later on. But right now, as I said, I just want to make it to the bonfire. You know what, I lied when I said there was one major push. There's actually one more. This is another tricky one. Of course, we have a spark thrower over there, lightning thrower, and one last trap. So you kind of have to time this with a little bit of precision. Because ideally you'd want to pause before you attempt that trap and time that correctly. But a pause just means that the lightning thrower over there can throw lightning at you. Okay. Let's get rid of this guy. He's super annoying. And he totally deserves it. Alright, I'm just going to avoid these traps entirely. I think we're almost there. Almost there. Made it through a lot of different booby traps. And I can finally see the sky. finally see the end of the road here. Here. Now this is a very helpful message because, as you can see, there is something over here. Drop down, and here we have it. Whew, bonfire. Finally. And this is very well hidden too. But a lot of people miss this, especially if they play offline. They won't see those messages. I might point out where the bonfire is. Now, this one is, of course, only accessible if you drop down. So stuff like this, even though it seems kind of crazy to hide a bonfire, super important one. I like this because it rewards exploration. It rewards careful examination of your environment, which in a game all about exploration is something. It's something that should be rewarding. Alright, so what I want to do, there are stairs down there. Just heads back to this area. Okay, how do we want to end this? Do we want to end this with a boss attempt? I think maybe that's probably what we want to do. Now, of course, as I said before, there are actually plenty of things I could be doing, but I think I might as well. With any stream, if I can attempt a boss, I should probably do that, just to make it even more entertaining. Haven't seen one of these guys in a while. Not a real ideal place to fight him. Because it's really, really tight. Tight quarters, no dodging. And I believe this is a dead end anyway, right? Haha. Maybe it's a place to snipe that guy, I don't know. That could be a thing. Go ahead and rate that. Another nice view area, sure. I'll grant it that. So naturally at the top of a fortress like this there will be a boss, so I think I would be remiss to end the stream just because I went to the bonfire. I think I'll make an honest attempt to actually... It's locked. Okay, this one, Master Key will not work on, which is fine. That is totally fair. Be a little OP if the Master Key worked on absolutely everything. Alright, so you can get a little glimpse of the boss from this window here. It's a really huge guy. And right through this fog gate here. You know what, I think I want to... Before I attempt the boss, maybe I want to get summoned. This is probably a good place here. A well-known summon location. Leave my summon sign. I could either put it here or near the bonfire. So hopefully actually somebody does summon me in. That's a good way to get a preview of a boss, is to help somebody else with their boss. Need bravery. Maybe I want to heal up before I attempt this guy. Alright, he's back up. Oh wow, he can actually... Of course he can hit through the wall. It wouldn't be Dark Souls if he could not hit through the wall. Thank you, Ujigatana, and your bleed. Titanite chunks are good. They're the larger form of the Titanite shards. Let's, I'm gonna write a message, right? Praise the sun would be decent here. I am, however, not getting summoned in, which is what I want. I want somebody to summon. Maybe I could put it here or at the bonfire. Let me see if I get more success with putting it at the bonfire. Of course, I don't want to fall to my death. Not a good idea. Anybody gonna just summon me? Oh, okay. So the sun disappeared. Maybe if I put it over here? I don't know. Should I put it over here? Again, I haven't done a lot of summoning. Yeah, okay, it keeps disappearing. I haven't done a lot of summoning in this game. So I'm still trying to figure out where the best places to do them. Or to put the signs. For each boss. I'm not entirely sure. Best place is probably right outside the boss room, to be honest. Yeah, like I had it before. Yeah, ideally I would like to do one more summon. I do want to get one more summon because I think I need one more for the Sunlight Covenant. At the same time, I don't want to like dawdle around and just have a stream where I'm just waiting for someone to summon me. Actually, that's one of the things I think Dark Souls 2 fixed a bit. They like the summon locations aren't as strict. I can say put this a bit farther away, or it's a little bit more flexible in that game where you could put your summon signs and have them be effective. In Dark Souls 2, I think what you actually you'd want to put them right outside the summon sign. You can actually immediately summon a person and then bring them into the boss room. But as far as Dark Souls 1, because you have to be human in order to summon, that means that they have to make themselves human at a bonfire and then make it to the boss room while still intact as a human. Which is not necessarily likely. You really, I guess you prefer to have that help earlier on. And yeah, I don't think I'm probably not going to wait here. I'll just go ahead and attempt the boss. Let me see if I have any buff items that I can equip. I don't think so. Yeah, that's fine. I can fight him straight up. Nobody wants to summon. Maybe I'm out of range as far as my level. Level 50? Is that too high for this boss battle for people attempting this boss on their first run? Will they be below level 50? Yeah, I wish I could just like leave my summon sign here and then go exploring the rest of Sen's Fortress. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. That would have been really nice to do instead of having to wait here. There are some areas in the game where you can do that, but it seems like if I just move a little bit... Oh, I'm being summoned. Okay, good. That's good, that's good, that's good. I was almost about to give up, but someone finally summoned me. Okay, let's go deal with this boss. This guy wants to maybe summon more people, I guess? I don't know. Oh no, disconnected? What happened? Ah, I guess that's why he didn't... Maybe that guy will try again. If I put another summon sign, maybe I'll get that guy a second time. You notice he was using a similar armor setup, except with the gargoyle helm. Probably just for a stat basis, where I'm just using a full set for aesthetic purposes, for just to, you know, just look good, The gargoyle helm is pretty good from a stat point of view, but I think it just looks pretty ugly. No, I don't think this guy is seeing me again. That's unfortunate. Alright, I'm not going to wait too long. I can try again, like on the next stream or something. For now, let's just go ahead and do it ourselves. Okay. This guy is big and huge, but like all big and huge guys, he's probably slow. Now, because this guy has a lot of armor on, that usually means that he is more resistant to bleed. So my katana won't be too effective. I'm doing decent damage to it. Can I please dodge? Can I please actually dodge? Oh, he's stunned. I thought that was like a thought he was preparing for an attack, but no. He's actually kind of stunned. So I just want to wail on him. I forgot that he actually does that. Okay. So if I'm paying attention, I can see that there are no guardrails in this area, so one thing I want to make sure I do is make sure not to get knocked off. The thing I want to, be most careful about is rolling backwards. That's like, okay. Or just being on the edge of the ledge in general. Means an easy knockoff from just a single attack. See, if I was ahead of him when he did that, I would be much better off. He'd still knock me back, but I would still be on the ledge there. So, I think it's worth doing again. I think I was doing a lot of damage to him. So, I'm confident that I can do it in this run. Might as well. If I can do it, I should do it. Oh, don't kill myself now. Almost ruined the entire thing. And as I said before, I will leave all the rest of the areas of Sense Fortress for another part. Probably wind down with this last boss battle. Or not last, but the last thing I'll do for this part of my playthrough, I will do the boss. Okay, he's gonna do that attack, but looks like it did not even reach me. One thing I'm not really doing is paying attention to my stamina. Thinking of this, I should probably upgrade my stamina a bit more. I'm somewhat stamina starved in this battle. Stay near the center because I don't want to be flung off or pushed off the ledge like I was before. From a design standpoint, I think the reason why he has that jump back is precisely, well, gets him out of range of your attacks, naturally, but also so that you might be lured onto the edge where he can easily knock you off. Okay. I'm somewhat stamina starved in this battle. Maybe I could do with more of that. Upgrade that next. See, it's really tempting to just go in for the kill right there, but of course that means you're standing really, really close to the edge. easily knock you off, as I said before, so I'm deliberately bringing him closer to the center. Okay, I think that's it. That'll do it. Core of an iron golem. Alright, I actually did not want to do this just yet, but I think because I ended right in the center, I ended up hitting A next to the prompt at the center of the roof there, so we're gonna get to see this a little bit early. This actually looks really cool. It's like one of the biggest rewards, visual rewards that you could probably get after a boss battle. So dropped into an entirely new area. Looks ridiculously cool. This is Anor Londo. This is like one of the coolest areas in the game. See, it's ridiculously huge and gigantic city. So I can actually head back just by talking to this thing. He'll take me back. I did come to this area by like a little prematurely. But I guess it's worth seeing just because it looks really nice. Yeah, so what happened was, when I beat the boss, I ended up hitting A right here, examining Ring of Light, and that actually summons those creatures to fly you up to Anor Londo, way up there, to the top of that ridge. And I guess, as far as the history of this world, or the actual architecture here, this Sen's Fortress is meant to be like the gateway into the city, whereas the Firelink area is like a sort of suburb outside of the main city proper. And I guess the normal way to get in would be through here, which is now blocked off by this like rubble or this built wall. I don't know if it's supposed to be a wall that's deliberately blocked off, or if it's like, or if it caved in. It looks more like a wall that was deliberately built, but then maybe worn down. Anyhow, that's just more like speculation about how this whole area is built up. For now, I'm going to head back this way. Oh, there was a crossbow and a titanite shard. I'll head back to the bonfire now. I think we could call that a stream. If I can end on a high note, I'll take it, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish there with the iron golem all finished and done. I think maybe I will fight him again through a summon. I will try to next part I will probably do a summon and fight him again with somebody else. And yeah, if you tuned in, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Later.